Okay, I'd like to call this hearing to order. It is 5 p.m. Yes, on March 18th, 2021. In the Ivanhoe City Council, acting as the Board of Adjustment, we call this code enforcement hearing to order, and we do establish a quorum. Everyone is here except for Councilman Harrington. Number one on the agenda is code enforcement case number 2021-008, Carolyn Forse, care of Deanna Torres, hearing and action. And I would like to call on Missy Taylor right now to present the case of the code enforcement case.
My mic on? It is? Okay, good. Okay, so this is a code enforcement hearing case under the Chapter 152 Building Code, Non-Conforming Uses of Structures. This property is located in Lake Ivanhoe, Section 4, which is in District 2, that under the city ordinances does not allow a manufactured home. There was a manufactured home already there, before we became a city. But under our ordinances currently, if the property is sold, then it becomes a non-conforming property. And that is per our city ordinance 152.003, continuing lawful use of land and structures. Under B, a nonconforming structure occupied by a nonconforming use shall be reoccupied by a conforming use following abandonment of the nonconforming use or change in ownership of property. So at this time, the property, they're wishing to sell the property. But under our current ordinances that we have, the property cannot be sold with the manufactured home remaining on the property for a non-conforming use.
All right, who is it that requested the hearing? What's the name of the?
Ms. Torres, Deanna
Ms.
Torres.
Okay.
Yes.
Ms. Torres, would you like to, you've requested a hearing, so why don't you come up here and explain what it is that you're looking to do, or requesting?
Well, I basically went to the office and spoke to Missy as well as this gentleman, I forget his name, and explained to him the situation. My parents moved down here many, many years ago. It was way before y'all became a city. And we were unaware when y'all became a city of any changes that was made. Nothing was mailed to them or sent to them. They're elderly, so we never inquired about it. They planned on living their lives out in Ivanhoe. We retired them up here. Well, in November, my dad got put in the hospital, and he got diagnosed with cancer. So we needed to move him closer to my location for me to help take care of him. And we did that and moved him, and then we put the mobile home for sale with the land. We've got 3 lots, so we bought the lots, next to them as well, so they wouldn't have any neighbors, because, like I said, they planned on living there. And we sold the property, used Mr. Wisehat's office, sold it with the land. Nothing was ever said.
It's actually closed? You
Yeah,
actually
it-
closed on the sale?
Yeah, we closed. We had a check in hand for $35,000. We had a check in hand. It was Mark Johnson, and is the one who it was under. So he then, keys were exchanged, everything was done. I told him, he had a certain amount of time. We left electricity and stuff on to get everything put in their name. And so he came up the following day to get the water switched and put it in his name. And that's when they told him that they could not live there because the mobile home couldn't have new tenants. It had to stay in my mom and dad's name, considering the new city, according to the new city ordinances. And so he came to me and, was like, I don't know what to do because it's useless to us because we can't live there. You know, that's the whole purpose. The trailer with the lots is worth more than just the trailer by itself and then selling the lots separate. So I want to, you know, so I asked him what was going on. They came and he showed me where they said that he could not buy it. And just being of goodwill, because this was probably 24 to 48 hours after the sale, and, you know, them being us being good, we gave them their money back, cashier's check back, and we lost the sale of the home. And then I went to the property, and there was a sign stuck in the deal saying that it was a non-conforming sale. So at this all time, we were all so confused going through as trying to do this, as well as, you know, my father having cancer and getting treatments and so on and so forth. So I called Missy, and I went up there and spoke to Missy and this gentleman, and they both was telling me they understood, and this gentleman even made the statement that I had a good case. So what I'm asking Ivanhoe to do is, under Ivanhoe City ordinances, it says findings and undue hardships, Section D. It says special exemptions for non-conforming use and structures. And that says that y'all have the opportunity, because it's undue hardships. This was of no fault of ours, no fault of Ivanhoe, no fault of anybody's. It just happened to be to where he had to move next to me so I could help take care of him. So I'm asking, you know, y'all to review that and make this to where we could sell it as one unit to try to recoup some of the money, you know, that we spent on getting them relocated, as well as, you know, the time and everything involved. I did want to point out, you know, like I said, they were never notified of anything by mail or anything. They're elderly, so, you know, they wouldn't know to go on the internet and try to look something up. You know, I mean, we had no idea, so we didn't look it up. I mean, WISNAT apparently had no idea, because I don't understand how WISNAT service could actually do it and know if they represent Ivanhoe and they know the ordinances of Ivanhoe, how in the world they could actually do a deal and let it go through without our knowledge.
No, they don't represent Ivanhoe. A member of a part of their firm.
Yes.
Is our city attorney, but it's not.
Yeah. Okay. Well, anyway, it just threw me off when he said he was from Wiseau. So that's weird, because he actually was the one who did the actual the signing of it and everything. So what I'm asking is, you know, for the exemption is for y'all to let us sell the mobile home and the 3 lots together. It is on 505 Ivanhoe Drive West. Don't know if y'all have been down that road here lately or what, but the road condition's terrible, first. But second of all, the house on the right of them and the house on the left of them need to be condemned. They have grass to the roof. One of them was Julio, who used to work for the city of Ivanhoe, or Ivanhoe before it became a city. I don't know if you know him, but he vacated, and his house is grown up. There's a van in the yard with stuff open all in it. I mean, awful. The people on the other side of them was Nilda Yancey. She passed away years and years ago, and it's just growing up around them. So it's not as though that trailer being there is making the value of anybody on that road less, because if anything, the 2 houses on each side decrease the value of the mobile home because they are decrepit. I mean, it looks bad. It's across the street from Brockhouse, you know, who used to be the mayor. So I'm not sure what the deal is with that, but if you go down there and look, you could see it was well maintained. We had the grass mowed weekly, carport up, little storage building in back. We made sure to keep it, you know, keep it clean and you know, and nice. It's not like it was kids and they were throwing parties or anything like that. They'd lived there for many, many years. Like I said, they planned on that being their last home. And due to the circumstances, I'm asking y'all to review and let us sell the property with the mobile home on it, you know, because as I said, they had no idea as well as we had no idea. You know, we didn't intend to do anything that was against Ivanhoe's rules. We had no idea that it was even a rule, so it wasn't ever our intention to do that. But it happened, and you know, we lost the sale, and you know, I'm asking for y'all to review it, and due to the state of the matter, actually allow us to sell it as a unit, because you know, you would get more as a unit than you would trying to move a trailer off and sell 3 lots. And so that's what I'm here today asking of y'all.
Are there questions from council?
Would you be able to salvage the sale to the individual that originally bought it?
I don't know. I would have to give him a call. I haven't, you know, I told him when I resolved this matter, I would call him and let him know if he was still looking. If not, then, you know, I would just put it, you know, for sale after, you know, after that.
The buyer did indicate that he would buy it.
Yeah, he said.
If it was available.
Yeah, and
within a timely manner, he'd buy it for his daughter and her fiance to live there while he continues school.
And he, in fact, planned on selling it, you know, and then building a house on it eventually, you know, but she's still in college right here in Woodville, so, but he did tell us whenever it was, we got the situation handled, if it was okay to let him give it, we told him we'd give him, you know, a call, and he would get first options for that.
Okay. Tommy, did you have a question?
I had a question for Missy. Do we have a code open case on either one of those houses around this trailer?
We possibly do. We have several abandoned structures that we sent letters to during the COVID.
Yeah, it's messed everything up. Yeah. One other question. If we decided we want to do a variance,
Well, they would have to apply for a conditional use or a variance or something.
right? But I was going to say, don't you have to have a letter sent out to all the neighbors, everybody within certain distance that they have? Yeah.
200 feet of that and posted in the paper.
Yeah.
Yeah, for code
Variance.
use.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, okay, so what, okay,
If I may.
Yes, sir.
I would object to that because the original mayor who established that rule, Brockhouse lives across the street from it within the 200 feet.
right.
And I don't believe that he should have the authorization to say yea or nay on that.
It's a city ordinance. He doesn't have any control over that.
Yeah, not sure. Any other questions, or are we, see what the ordinance says basically, in case anybody is not real clear on that, is that a non-conforming property, once it changes hands, has to come into compliance with the current ordinances.
But I believe that this would also fall into a grandfather clause since it was there before.
No, once, see, that's the thing, a grandfather is
That's all.
over.
That was all.
When the property changes hands, it's grandfathered in. That's why your parents could continue to stay there, because it was grandfathered in. Once the property changes hands, then that is no longer.
Yeah, that's why I'm asking is if y'all would do the, you know, because it does say, I've got it, hang on just a second. Let me pull it up, because it was just so much. Of course, I can't find it now that I want it. Hold my glasses. Here it is. Okay. When I went to the office, it was like I said, special exemptions for non-conforming uses and structures. When I went to the office and spoke to Missy and explained to her the situation, she's the one that gave me this page and highlighted for me the actual section that would, you know, actually allow y'all to make make exemptions for that. On findings and undue hardship, on B, it says the situation causing the hardship or difficulty is neither self-imposed nor generally affecting all or most properties in the zoning district. Well, it's not affecting all because they've been there since then, well over 10 years. And it is not we didn't want this to happen with my dad. Like I said, he had planned on retiring there. There's several other ways in which we could get rid of the property, but this is the way I think, would help us the most. I think if y'all went out there and looked at the property surrounding it, we have never once made a complaint or, made any issue of those houses being the way that they are, which has been that way at least 8 to 10 years. Both of them has been vacant, 8 to 10 years, and it causes rodents. It causes, all kind of things. That's why we kept their house up so good, because the ones beside it we did not want filtering over. So, we could have made an issue of either one of those. We didn't do so. We're not that type of people. All we want is fair, and that's why I'm asking, for the fair thing is it was not due to anything we could, our circumstances. So if y'all would, consider letting us, sell it with the land due to that,
So what is the process for the decision, or where do we go from here?
Missy, did you?
Well, the process would be, like I said, we would have to notify, as with any variance, every homeowner within 200 foot, and then it would go to Board of Adjustments, correct?
Yes.
Is that from the house?
But it's gonna be a conditional use, not a variance.
Correct.
So could something be written where this would be a one-time variance that, under no circumstances could it be sold again as one piece, that, the mobile home would have to be moved? Or if, I know that your intentions are, to build eventually and sell the house, but, the roads are paved with good intentions, and you don't know what's gonna happen down the road, but,
Skip, I believe you'd have to file for a conditional use permit
okay.
if we approve that. And then you come back to the Board of Adjustments and we'll make a decision at that point. But
Explain what that means. I don't understand what that means.
The process, yes.
well, it's just like now you're here for code enforcement hearing. We're saying,
Yeah.
okay, if we agree that we're going to change it,
Okay,
but you have to submit a request for a conditional use permit. Well, the
Okay.
conditional use permit means that whoever buys it,
yeah,
it's them,
uh-huh,
not you.
uh-huh,
Because once they buy it, it's conditional use. If they sell it, all bets are off. They have to move the trailer.
That
okay,
wouldn't quite be fair to the new occupants.
yeah.
Well, I
They'd
mean,
have to know that up front.
Yeah.
That's,
Yeah, very
Yeah,
much so
because-
then.
Yeah.
They would have to know it up front, they would have to be plan on living there forever. But like I said, if Mr. Johnson had planned on building there, but if he can't get it and we could, I'm not sure with the next person. I don't know how hard that sale would be, saying that the next person couldn't ever sell it. They would have to move the trailer, but,
well, if they plan on building a house anyway, it wouldn't make any
well,
difference.
it is not us. When nobody was planning, they were the sale that y'all stopped, they were planning on building the house, not us.
Right, but what I'm saying is, I think
We understood that.
they're the ones that have to request a conditional use permit, right?
No, they haven't
No,
purchased it.
y'all.
That
y'all
sale
stopped the
fell through.
purchase.
They would have to request a conditional use permit. And like Skip was saying, the people that buy it have to know that if they ever sell it, that mobile home has to go.
See, it's
Because
a-
we can't perpetuate it. The conditional use is conditional to that, your particular situation,
Yeah.
but not a forever thing. So,
Okay, so we would have to sell it and let them know that at any time they decided to move, trailer would have to go with them.
That's right.
And we would be the ones that signed the conditional,
Yeah, because you're the owner of the property.
yeah, we're the owner of the property. And
So I
then,
guess that's right. Yeah.
And then we would have to, at that time, if anybody wanted, if whoever, we'd let them know, and if they wanted to build or sell it, they would just have to move the mobile home.
yeah, if they really had the intention to build within a few
Yeah.
years, it would be no problem for them
Yeah.
anyway, because at that point, they'd be getting rid of the mobile home.
Well, yeah, that would've been perfect a month ago when I had the check in my hand.
Right.
And the guy that was
Right.
willing to do that.
Well, but
Now,
he said he still wants,
well,
You don't know
yeah,
what
he
you
wants
don't
us to
know.
We don't know that, he hasn't purchased those.
Yeah, I mean, it's been,
Yeah.
it's been
Right.
30 to 45 days, so
Right.
I'm
Before we
hope,
could get this meeting.
yeah, so I'm hoping I could call and, he get it, but I can't.
but
I
we just
haven't
want,
kept it.
we just want you to understand that, okay, if we were to allow this conditional use permit or approve it, it would only be until the next people sell it. It's not
And that
forever.
would have to somehow be in writing with signatures on it so that there could be no misunderstanding.
That they would understand up front when they're purchasing what the purchase,
Exactly.
What the agreement to
Well,
purchase
well,
is.
what the conditions are, correct.
that would be the thing to do if, I mean, I don't know that we can require them to divulge whatever. That's their issue.
Right.
But I think hopefully everybody that buys an Ivanhoe inquires about what the requirements are. Like you say, your parents, they've lived here forever. That's one thing. But when people are buying, hopefully they come into, they understand that they're buying within a city and what are the regulations and ordinances.
It just, I don't know, it just, everything, it just, when I started reading everything, the whole concept just blew my mind that, because of the amount, if you drive up and down, and I understand y'all say y'all working on it, y'all been a city since 2009, and you can't drive up and down half of these roads without seeing a camper or a tent or, a homeless person walking through the woods.
And
I
that's what
mean,
we encountered when we
yeah,
incorporated
I
in.
understand
And we are just now, within the past year, getting our code enforcement in place.
Mm-hmm.
First of all, it just takes time to figure out how to do things. And so, yeah,
that's 11
Missy has a
years.
couple hundred cases open.
Yeah, but
And-
that's 11 years. I mean, that's y'all 2009. I mean, it's,
I mean, criticizing isn't going to get you
Well,
anywhere.
I'm not begging for all
No.
means, and I mean, I'm going to speak my mind because I
Yeah.
have that right.
Oh, yeah.
I have property out here. I have my own property out here, and I'm choosing to try to do this in a fair way. I will be
We're
perfectly.
not unsympathetic. We just
no.
have a process we've got to go through to be able to come to a conclusion,
Yeah.
the proper conclusion.
Okay, and what would happen from here?
I don't know.
Missy, could you explain exactly what needs to be done at this point?
I'll turn it over to CD.
Okay, CD is going to explain what the
Okay.
procedure would be.
Okay, from this hearing and discussion with the council presenting your case, you'll need to file the form with Missy for the conditional use hearing application. That includes a $75 fee because we have to post it in the paper, notify the adjacent property owners within 200 feet of the property. It generally will take about a month to 45 days for all that to process through. And of course, everybody gets notified when that hearing will take place, which will be similar to what we've experienced here today. But it will also be open to anybody that has a comment or observation in regards to this particular case.
Okay.
And at that point, the council will then make their decision as to granting or not granting that conditional use.
So if no one objects, no other property owner around 200 foot around objects, can it be said that then it would be approved, or Is it then y'all have to, then there's the next step, and then there's the next step, and then,
No,
you know, what?
at that point, the council, or acting as a Board of Adjustments would make that decision at that time. It would not be prolonged, it would,
Be at that time.
yes.
But I would have to, you know, do this, it will be another 45 days before we even know if y'all would, if nobody objects, if y'all would approve it. Can you at this time say, if no one objects, we will allow, you know, that purchase to take place?
I don't think we can do that.
Okay, so we gotta
No,
wait another 45 days.
we can't do that. I mean, you can see that we're amenable to your situation here, but there's other people that are involved, and we have to hear from all of them first.
Okay,
And-
next question would be, is it 200 feet from the structure or 200 feet from the property line?
Property line.
Okay.
So would that be from all three lots or just the lot on which the trailer is
The
located?
property, all three,
Pardon?
all three. The property perimeter.
They all-
It's
They're all
considered
three
one,
Yeah, well, that's gonna be more than,
Well-
or closer than
Mm-hmm.
to Brockhouse, the first mayor that established this rule because he didn't like trailer houses.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay, well, under the circumstances, we're gonna fill out the paperwork on this thing, but, I've had my attorney reviewing all the rules and regulations that you have involved in this. I just wanna let you know, first of all, I'm Alex Torres, I own Auto Masters Collision. This
You're-
is an inconvenience to me, that's all. It's not like I need the money. But I'm more than willing to get my attorneys involved and turn this upside down and inside out and review everything that's going on within the city. See,
If you're going
Yeah,
to
well,
get an
I'm-
attorney involved,
You're
then we
more
can't
than-
talk to you.
You're more than welcome to do that, but if you start not
it's
able to
not
talk
going around,
to.
sir, I don't have a problem doing it.
We're not,
And-
we're not
okay,
Okay.
saying
okay,
that.
wait a minute.
Wait.
Once lawsuits is, yeah, we back off.
Okay, what he's saying is, if we do end up, I mean, I'll be perfectly honest.
Once we're threatened, we can no longer speak.
Well, we didn't threaten anybody.
He
We
did.
just said we had no problem getting an attorney if something, you know, if we couldn't get it signed and done. So that's all we said in that attempt. That wasn't a threat. He was just making a
Well,
statement.
I think you know what needs to be done now, that the conditional use permit needs to be filled out, and then we'll go from there.
Okay.
Okay, do I hear a motion to adjourn?
I make, second.
Okay.
Y'all, just
All in favor?
for the record, I mean, you
Aye.
didn't even have the acknowledgement to even sit down and finish having the hearing before you get up. You know,
Well-
it's ridiculous the amount of, that we've had to go through to